Hi friends, my name is Taylor Puri and I'm so excited that you are here. Welcome to my channel. You probably clicked on this video because you want to know how am I supposed to work my 9-to-5 job successfully while also starting and or running my business. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you some information on how I do that today. Before we dive into our time today and to give you all of the knowledge on how to run your business successfully while working your 9-to-5, I'm going to ask you to do me two quick things. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and two, like this video and share it with others. And if you're really my bestie, you'll go ahead and leave a comment below. Let's dive in. All right, so I'm going to give you 5 ways on how I successfully manage my 9-to-5 job while also building and running a business. And for those that are new here, I, along with my co-owner, run a wedding and event venue downtown Columbus, Ohio. You can go ahead and check out this video here that kind of tells you a little bit about our story on how we got started. All right, so the first thing that you want to do to make sure that you are successfully working your 9-to-5 job while also running your business is to plan your day. I can't say it enough. You need to plan out your day and make sure that your day is structured. Now, can I say that I do this every single day successfully? No, there are days where I don't feel like doing either my 9-to-5 or there's days that I don't feel like doing my business. I don't feel like working on it. But in order for me to maximize my day, I need to plan it out. So for me, that looks like waking up a little bit earlier, getting my day started with my business, responding to inquiries that might come through, meeting with my business partner. We meet every Monday and Friday in the morning before we go ahead and kick off our work days because we both work full time. Another way that we plan out our day is by understanding, okay, what do we have on the books this week? What are our focuses? If we know that we have an event that week, we need to talk through logistics on how to make sure that the space is ready and set to go, who's meeting the client to drop off their items, who is opening up, who's closing down. We talk through those types of logistics and just planning out our overall day. If we have a week where we don't have any events and we're really just working through prospecting or booking events, doing site visits or contracts, a lot of those things that we try to implement throughout our day. So that might look like jumping on a lunch break and, cranking out 2 to 3 contracts. A lot of our things are automated, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but we like to structure out like, okay, what contracts need to go out this week, who has site visits, or we have a busy day. Well, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just work at the venue where I know if I have a lot of stuff I need to do for my job, then I will go ahead and just work downtown. And it's actually really nice to be in the space in silence and be able to really crank out a lot of work. So I'll work there. And then when the site visit is there, then I'll kind of take my break. And that's the one thing that you have to be mindful with is just making sure that you are committed to your job, the one that is paying your bill. And so that's why it's important to do things before your work day, on your lunch break, and after your work day. The second thing that's very important if you're going to balance your 9-to-5 and also build your business is to have a village, AKA ask for help. Let me say it loud for the people in the back.
Ask for help.
We cannot build businesses by ourselves. People say, let me know how I can help. Take them at their word. Ask them for help. If you need someone to watch your children for a couple of hours while you do a few site visits, if you need a day to knock out administrative tasks, say, hey, can you watch my kids for 2 to 3 hours? I just need to crank something out. If it's a day that you have an event going on, for us, we have, a lot of our events are on the weekend. So we do ask for help. Now, obviously, I understand that some people don't have a village like that. Those are the types of things that you do need to kind of consider when you are starting a business. Not that it can't be done, but really assess like, okay, if I'm going to build this business, what kind of time does it require from me? What kind of effort? Do I have the support system in place? Do I have people that I can lean on? And that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister. Do you have a trusted family friend? Do you have a trusted, babysitter? Sometimes sitters offer to watch children on the weekends. Like, is that an option for you? Do you have someone that goes to your local church that, just is retired and that might have extra time? Obviously, I'm talking more to the mamas because I am a mom of 2 boys. And so, some people don't have a spouse. I do have a spouse. So that does play into what the village looks like. But really assessing your village. And if you have one, take advantage of that. Not take advantage of them, but take advantage of the support that they're offering you. And don't be afraid to ask. You have to put your pride aside and ask for help. Help doesn't always look like watching your children. For us, early on when we were getting things ramped up, we had a lot of things delivered, a lot of, inventory that was coming through. We would rally up our cousins and our friends and say, hey, we need to unbox all of these chairs. Can you come and meet us at Genesis? Construction is finishing up, which means there's drywall dust everywhere. Can you come over to the venue and help us clean? That is the kind of support that I'm talking about. That is the kind of village that you need to seek out. I was a little long-winded on that one, but that one is very important. And that's one thing that we can truly say for our business at our wedding and event venue that has allowed us to be as successful as we are, is that our village is there to support us. Our village is there to lift us up and to encourage us. That's also another area of receiving help from your village, is by way of encouragement. Sometimes you just need an encouraging word. It's really hard out here in these streets to be building a business while working a 9-to-5. You need someone that's going to say, you can do this. Don't lose sight of the vision. Keep going. Who is in your corner? That's a whole nother video for another day, is making sure you have people in your corner that support you. All right, number 3 kind of ties into point number 1, but you need to understand your company policies and procedures. What I mean by that is, you can kind of listen to a little bit of the story on the first video about how we even got started. But I say this because some of you are entering a business where it stems from something you already do. What that looks like is conflict of interest, right? We don't want to create situations with our 9-to-5 and our aspirations to build our business where it could compete. And so for that, you need to understand what is considered a conflict of interest, what are my boundaries, and respect that. Never, ever, 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 ever burn bridges. So understand what your company does and does not allow as far as it relates to side hustles and second jobs and all of that. And if you're comfortable and you have that type of relationship with your management or your boss, have those candid conversations. I think today there's such a stigma. There's this elephant in the room as it relates to people having another stream of income, a second job, a side hustle. And it's like, it's hard out here in these streets. Like it is tough. And so people have gotten smart with saying, hey, how do I, respect my employer, do what I need to do, but then also I have this other aspiration and this dream. And that's okay, guys. That is totally okay. But at the same time, you do need to understand your company's policies and to make sure that you are not breaking them. So whether that's looking back at the handbook, looking back at the documents you signed when you first joined the company. Some companies are a little bit more lenient with a side hustle. So just need to understand where you fall with your company and honor that. Okay, number 4, and this is a big one. Use your PTO wisely. Some of us have been, especially Black women, Black folks in corporate America, there's just this expectation that we place on ourselves initially. We do it internally, where we are afraid to take PTO. We are afraid to take PTO. We have it, we just don't take it, or we take it because we need to get something done. Sometimes you have to take a break just to rest your mind. That's why it's called PTO, personal time off. Personal time off. Don't let people guilt trip you in taking time off for other reasons. And that is why you need to make sure that you are mindful of who you're talking to at your job, right? Because people can conjure up all kind of ideas, thoughts in their heads about your vision and what you plan to do. There's some people out here that have second jobs or side hustles that they have no intention of leaving their full-time jobs. But the more you talk to people, they'll conjure up their own idea in their head on what you plan to do. If you're going to leave the company, or if you're really loyal to the company, you might just be multi-passionate, and that's okay. If you have the PTO, there's a lot of companies that offer unlimited PTO. There's some companies that you get 4 or 5 weeks out the gate. Take your time off. Take your time off to just knock things out and get things done, and also take time off just to rest your mind. Especially people who are entrepreneurs or seek entrepreneurship are usually folks that can't stop thinking. And some days you just need to take a break, a mental break from that. So use your PTO wisely. If you need a day to just knock out your processes and procedures for your business that you're building, do that. If you need to take off to go look around at brick and mortar spaces for your next, storefront, event venue, coffee shop, do that. Take your time, take your PTO, do it wisely, and don't be apologetic about it. Number 5, this is probably one of the most important things. You need to make sure that you are streamlining all of your processes as much as possible. What this means is developing systems, purchasing systems, investing in systems that allow you to automate. Because we're still committed to our full-time jobs and we need our full-time jobs, there are things that can be done automatically without you having to do it. And that's what you need to do, especially in the early phases. I'll give you an example. When an inquiry comes through, we receive a notification that someone is interested in booking our space or just needing more information and pricing. We have templates built out, response templates for every type of event that we offer, whether it's a weekday event, whether it's a weekend, specifically to a Friday, specifically to a Saturday or Sunday. We have responses already crafted with attachments that we literally just pick one, hit send, and it goes off to the client. That way they have the information that they need to decide if they want to go ahead and move forward with a full proposal or a site visit. That took us 15 seconds to literally log in and hit, Saturday rental, and boom, they have the information, right? Another way to streamline, which we haven't actually implemented this yet, but I encourage you to do this if you have a service-based business, is to automate follow-up responses. So once someone inquires, you send them that initial information, you don't hear from them, right? Because people like to ghost you. So then you have an automated response that goes out to them 3 days after or 2 days after. In this day and age, you got to keep hitting people quick. 2 days after they inquire is a follow-up email automation that goes out. Another way to streamline processes is if they're ready to move forward to a contract, if they're ready to go, there's already a link with all of their payment options. They can go ahead and pay online. You're not having to develop a fresh new invoice. That's why systems like Honeybook and Triple Seat are very important, because they allow you to build your automations and to streamline your processes to get your business booked, to keep your business moving forward. All right, guys, so to sum it up, 5 ways on how to balance your full-time job and build your business. 1, we are going to plan our day. We're gonna make sure that our day is structured and that we can maximize the most of our time. 2, you need a village. Don't forget to ask for help. 3, understand those company policies and respect them and honor them. 4, use your PTO wisely. Don't be afraid to take a day off to get things done. And 5, use systems and processes to streamline your events. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in my next video. Again, if you haven't already liked, subscribed, and shared this video, please do so. And comment below if you have some additional questions. How many of these tips do you currently use, and which ones do you need to get better at?